Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent, and if you do enjoy the videos, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Escrow Protocol. Now we're gonna need to talk. We need to talk, right? This is very, very interesting. Now, Hashcrow, Escrow, depends on your accent, how you pronounce it. But Hashcrow Protocol. Startup funding with milestone-based funding release and yield farm allocation of escrow-held funds. So what is it? I've come across this. I think it's really, really interesting for us to, as serpents, to look at this, unpack it. So Escrow Protocol leverages financial security in managing DeFi funds through providing smart contracts with to be respected agreements for the investment process on multiple levels of governance. The Escrow Protocol guarantees transparency through the blockchain interfaces. Now, in addition, the escrow funds held are allocated to yield farming protocols, maximizing value appreciation through the interest gains while waiting for payout on future funding targets. It's really, really cool. And there's no need for any startup to receive 100% of raised funds in the early stages of project development. So this is where, if you're a startup and, you've received funding, one of the worst things you can do as an investor is to give them 100% of everything raised right away, right? That means what happens if they just run away with that and all the money raised? So there's a lot of concerns there. So what happens is, right? So for example, there's no need for any startup to receive 100% of the raised funds in early stages of the project development. Instead, this protocol will allocate the escrow held investment funds for stablecoin yield farming, constant appreciation of funds as they await their maturity date, between 12 and 25% APY. This investment model allows investors to gain exposure in startup projects while receiving interest payments on allocated funds. So you allocate a certain portion to a particular startup. Now, the startup doesn't get the whole 100% straight away, and your investment actually is earning interest anywhere from 12 to 25% while it waits for that allocation to be delivered to the startup. And I find this really, really, really cool. Now, it's a decentralized trust fund that combines traditional crowdfunding with blockchain technology and easy to engage smart contracts. Startup projects looking for funding will be able to set roadmap milestones and timelines according to the actual capacity and realistic performance targets, setting a basis for making fulfillable promises. Now, you and I know a startup over promises and under delivers, generally, right? Very few startups go on to actually hit their exact milestones. So by going through this particular ecosystem, you're more protected as an investor. The startup has to go through more steps along the way, and overall, your funds are actually earning interest while there's waiting for those particular milestones to hit and for the startup to get the allocated fund. Now, let's go through a little bit about this website, right? So you go on escrowprotocol.app to jump on, and you'll be able to go on here and see what it is. So it's project funding platform with investor controlled payout. So this is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about, and they secure investment funds through the time-honored practice of putting funds into escrow, then releasing payouts for predetermined project development. Really, really cool. Now, the escrow protocol will be 100% DAO and community governed. While funds are held in escrow, they allocate them to yield farming protocols and pay 80% to investors. NFT ID badges to access platform and hosted projects. Redeemable NFT to create an aftermarket for the vested token. High-end, easy-use interface with how do I best describe it? Easy-to-use interface allowing current non-crypto users to get involved. So they want to make it as easy as possible for the everyday investor to get involved and actually get an understanding of what this is and actually be able to be involved. Community decision making with investment relative voting power, and that there is really cool. So from the government's point of view, reputation based scoring systems, which will allow utilization of expert options within the community, and a white label escrow service integration for existing real-world operations. So if they want to use, if another real-world operation wants to use this model, there will be a white label version which they can piggyback off. And check out the investors and partners involved. Right, there's a lot of people involved in this, and they've been featured on multiple news articles and magazines, and it is really cool what they're up to. Like really cool. The model, what kind of problem they solve, and on this website there's a lot of things that you can learn, how it all works, and what are some of the key features that are available, how the token distribution is done, and the roadmap, which we will cover off in a few moments. Now there is a pitch deck, so you can actually access this, and it's 16 pages. Now you know what I'm about to say. I say this every time. I sound like a broken record, but I'm going to say it, and we'll continue to say it forever and ever and ever. It is 16 pages. You got to read it. You gotta read it, right? To deliver a robust access, transparency, and security to investors, funding support, and accountability to entrepreneurs, and ultimately bring trust to the global investment market. That's the big mission statement. You gotta read this stuff. How big is this going to get? How big, right? How big is the ICO market gonna get? It's gonna get huge. It is going to be massive. How the crowdfunding market works at the moment, how the industry problems, how 90% of ICOs fail. 90%. That is massive. How this particular protocol token will work, and how it's going to benefit the people involved. It's all here. Everything that you need is here. The platform features. And what are the benefits for that? The smart contract, the yield farming and NFT component, the process. All you need, everything that you need is right here for investors and for creators. What are the opportunities? Now, once you've done with that, then I've got more for you. Then I've got 47 pages for you to read. 47 pages. I know, I don't make your life easy, but it will be worth it. And these are the things that a professional versus someone who just randomly invests into things does, right? You got to read this. I've read it. Now it's your turn. It's 47 pages. You got to go through it, right? There's not a lot of diagrams. The font is, relatively small, so there is quite a bit of text here to go through, but it is really important. Like really important to go through everything that is on here. And you will learn so much about the vision and the longevity of this project and why holding it long term actually is worthwhile. Now, the Telegram community already has 6,913 members. 245 of them are online at the moment as we speak. And Twitter, right? You got to follow, alarm bell, as always. And there is a lot of information on here. A lot of information going on, a lot of news that's coming out for this particular project. So it's important to understand, the token IDO overview on Phantom Starter. All of that. It's all available for you to get an understanding of how it works, what's happening, and all the opportunities are on there. But you got to stay up to date with the socials, because projects like this do move very fast. And it's important to have a really clean and clear understanding of what it is that you're in. Now, from a roadmap point of view, Q4 right now, IDO plus CEX listing. Q4 2021, which is what we're at now, 2 times top 20 CEX listings, so 2. Q4 2021 still, release of Escrow platform with accelerator and launchpad features. That should be coming out, hoping by the end of this year. But as you know, we still got, quite a few days left in 2021. So we'll see how that goes. But again, keep up to date in Telegram and the socials in order to know more. Q4 2021 still, more staking. Then as we go into next year, first project on Launchpad, and then the start of the token burns. Now, if you might be thinking, start of the token burns, what does that mean? It's all in the white paper. All in the white paper. And then the crowdfunding platform release early next year as well. So this is going to be really, really, really cool from that perspective as well. So where do you get it? Well, it is going to be on Phantom Starter. So the IDO will be on there. And when you click on Twitter, click on that particular tweet, and then you can go onto this link, and it'll tell you more information about it. But on the 22nd to the 24th of December 2021, it is going to happen on there. Now, learn about how you do it, how it all works, how do you move USDC over to Phantom, and how it all comes. You guys know I'm a massive fan of the FTM system and everything about it, and the fact that this is launching on Phantom Starter, it's going to be epic. So lots and lots of things, right? So I hope you enjoyed, and please do your homework, right? Read the white paper, read the pitch deck, go through the whole website, get as much information as you can possibly, and then figure out whether this is for you or maybe it isn't. But if you did learn something new today, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. As always, thank you, and look forward to see you on the next one.